Hello, Marooners Rock. This is Ahmed Al-Sheikh, and with me at FanimeCon is Hiroyuki Yamaga-san. This man is one of the most legendary directors in anime and one of the big people at Gainax Animation Studios. It's a pleasure to have you here today. So, I guess one of the big questions that most people would ask is, how was it that you got started in anime?
まあ、第一問質問から始まると、どうやってアニメ業界に入りましたか？
一番最初大学生の頃にマクロスという作品であれですね、東京に働きに行くところが最初ですね。
He says his very first experience was when he was a student in college still. He worked on a series called Macross.
One of the greats.
昔はね、あんまりこう、なんていうアニメ業界に入ることにあまりこう難しいことはなかったんです。やりたいって言えばすぐ仕事はもらえたので、そんなに難しいことではなかったです。
He says back in those days it wasn't that hard to get in. It's all you needed was I wanted to work in the animation industry and you could get a job.
Much better than nowadays.
今日は全然違いますよね。
そうね、今は難しいかもしれないすごく。
Yeah, he says it's a bit harder these days.
And of course, you are one of the most prolific people at Gainax Animation Studios. And just as an old school anime fan myself, I just have to ask, since people say Otaku no Video was a semi-biography of Gainax, how much of it was accurate and how much of it was just fantasy?
山田さんはガイナックスの中で一番偉い人なんですけど、自分も彼も昔のアニメの方がファンなんですけども、オタクのビデオは噂で聞きましたけど、それはもともと本当のことが、まあ、作り話なのかと聞いてます。
基本全部作り話ですよ。それただなんていうのかな、あの時代にそのオタクというものをどうオタクじゃない人に説明したらいいかということを考えてあのような話を作ってみました。
He says all this pretty much otaku no video they made was made of, but what they wanted to do, their plan was they wanted to introduce what an anime otaku was to non-otaku.
You've worked on some really major works. I mean, Wings of Honey, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this, Wings of Honemise, and you've also taken part in some of Gainax's major projects like Evangelion, Gurren Lagann, and I have to ask, what was one of your favorite projects to have worked on?
ガイナックスの中ですごい作品グレン・ラガンとか、エヴァンゲリアンとか、オネミアスの翼の中でいろいろやってますけど、山賀さんのそのガイナックスの作品の中で一番こう印象に残ってるのは何ですか？
その質問は本当によく聞かれる質問だけど、まあ作ってる側はあまりこう作品単位で切ってないのに、あの時期はどうだったとか懐かしく感じることはあるけど、印象に残ってるという意味ではあまりこう記憶がなんていうのかな、そういうふうには考えてないですね。だから例えば誰かと喧嘩した思い出とかそういうものはあるとしても、作品単位でこうあの作品をやった時はこういうことなんていうかな、すごい印象深かったとかっていうふうには見てないので、ちょっと覚えてないです。
He says for him personally, he doesn't specifically remember any specific details while working on a specific project. Like he can't remember like a specific detail, like there was a big fight between certain staffers on this project. For him, he doesn't quite, his memory doesn't work that way where he can pull back and remember specific memories, so he doesn't quite have a favorite, I guess to say.
Okay, just because this is something that I like to ask of all creative people, have you ever had a dream project or something that you've always wanted to do that you have yet to do? And if you have been able to do it, what was it exactly out of all the work that you have done? that was your dream project?
よく聞かれると思いますけど、山賀さん自身自身は一番やりたいプロジェクトありますか？それとももうやりましたか？
いや、まだまだやりたいプロジェクトだらけですよ。それはこれからもやっていくつもりなんで、やり終えた部分はまあほとんどないと言っていいぐらい。
For him personally, there's nothing he's done that he wants to do, but he wants to still keep working. How can I say this? Still want to constantly
work.
Yeah, still do new stuff. For him, he doesn't really have a dream project, but he just likes working on new things. For him, that's the most fun, is working on something that's new.
You've been coming to FanimeCon for, I believe, 15 years, or this is your 15th year, but you may have missed one or two. And I just gotta ask, how do you feel about how big anime in general, and your work especially, have become over here in America?
今年は山賀さんの15年目ですけど、アニメは、15年前からどういうふうにこう大きくなって特にガイナックスの作品はどんどんアメリカに広がっているのはどう思いますか
？15年間でむしろ日本のアニメは広がったけどガイナックスは縮んでるんじゃないかと思うんだけど
He says he believes anime has gotten big over here, but he believes Gainax itself has gotten smaller.
あんまりだからあれだよね、最初に来た頃はエヴァンゲリオン作った直後ぐらいだったから割とこうみんななんていうのかな、僕らのことを知ってくれてたけど、もう最近若い子はお父さんが知ってるぐらいのことしか言わないからあんまり僕の名前とかガイナックスって名前自体が知られてないです。
He says when he first came over is right kind of when they finished Evangelion, so people actually knew who they were. And unfortunately now over the years he feels like his project or his name are known by kids' parents.
That's always unfortunate when that happens. But
yeah.
So I gotta ask, what were your influences towards your particular storytelling or creative style, like live action films, other anime, things you might have seen here, things that were in Japan, anything that might have helped shape the way that you as a creative person have progressed?
その山賀さんの監督スタイルかストーリーの書くスタイルは他の見たアニメや映画かドラマや実写の何でも、そうでも他の監督から影響されたんですか？
いや、知らない影響は当然、要するに自分が自覚してない影響は当然あるとは思いますけど、この人のスタイルを真似をしてみようというふうにやったことはないです。
He says he believes he has gotten influences that he just doesn't notice, but he's never gone out of his way to kind of like mimic someone else's style.
Of course. So, how exactly are you enjoying the reception here at Fanime this year?
ファニミコン、今年のファニミコンのファンに、なんていうかな、今年のファニミコンの、どうですか？
何？なんだって？
ファニミコンの今年のファニミコンのファンの、言葉をされたわけよ。
どんなことを言いたい？
ファンからもらう気持ちはどう思いますか？
そうね。ファンっていうよりももうだんだんスタッフとの仲の方があれだね、仲良くなってきたね最近で。スタッフももちろんファンの人たちが多いんだけれども、あれだね、新しいもの作んなきゃダメだなと思いましたね。要は古手の人ばかりがどんどん友達になっていって、あんまり新しい人僕のこと知らないから頑張って新しいもの作んないと若い人に忘れられちゃうと思いました。
He says, he's been recently getting, pretty friendly with the staff here over the years, because getting to know them better and better, and he knows, they're fans as well too. But for him, he feels like he has to make some new stuff because the stuff he's done is getting older and older where people don't know it and they're starting to forget his name, so it feels like he has to make something new.
Actually helps lead into my next question. Is there any big projects or big things that I could possibly ask for some small hint of that are coming up from Gainax and from you in particular?
山賀さんが今作ってる最中のプロジェクトや、なんかありますか？ちょっと聞きたいんですけど、ちょっとだけ情報を教えてください。
僕の監督作品はまだ先になりますけれども、今プロデュースしてる作品がまあさっき言ってたそのお茶の話とエアガンの話と
フリーダイブ
の話。
He says he's not directing anything right now, but he plans to. But he's producing 3 right now, which is one is about sado, you know, like tea ceremonies, and another one is about a survival game, which is like where a bunch of people like shoot each other with BB guns, kind of like in a war game setting, and another one is about free diving.
So basically more sport anime type adaptation, or not sport anime adaptation, but more adaptation of everyday normal things, but within the drama and storytelling of anime.
もうなんかこのなんか普通の人がやるのものを作ってるみたいですね。日常の関係。
今3つのやつと、この3本が一見関係なさそうに見えるけど、これをつないでる思想があって、これが日本の禅の禅宗、仏教の禅の世界をこの3つで描こうとしてるんです。
He says at first glance it doesn't look like those 3 have any connections, but they're actually all connected by the Japanese Zen. Are you familiar with that?
I can't understand.
The Zen philosophy is here. They're going to show that they don't look like it, but they're all connected.
Really interesting. Well, I think that's all that we have time for. I just want to say thank you again for everything.
何を言った？
今日もこれで最後のもう終わりますけど、いろいろありがとうございます。
いやこちらこそ。
Thank you very much. And as always, keep watching Maroonersrock.com. We're going to continue with our coverage of AnimeCon 2012, and I hope you guys have a good time.